We will now launch Primavera P6. So you need to search P6 on your laptop. So it is here. Further on, you need to add a password. In my case, it's admin user. I'll click connect. And for the first time, you might have a pop-up notification that will tell you that the industry is not selected. What is all about? So in order to see that, we'll go to admin preferences, and on the options on the industry tab, you can select what is your industry, meaning what are the majority of the projects related to. For example, I'm selecting engineering and construction, and based on that, there are some default calculation settings that are being chosen within Primavera. Of course, we'll discuss about those default calculations later in this training. So in the moment, I keep engineering and construction, hit close. So now the Primavera is open. Now I'll go to the manual and we'll discuss a little bit the screen. So let's see in the manual. In the manual, we'll go to the initiation. You need to understand before explaining the screens that we are having the training for Primavera P6 EPPM installed on the computer. In the same time, there is another option, Primavera P6 EPPM, Enterprise Project Portfolio Management, that has two ways of access. Both the traditional P6 PPM, the one that we are using in the training, so installed on the laptop, and the EPPM that is accessible via the web interface. So this training is related to the app that is installed on the computer. Now, the Primavera P6, the enterprise version, has some different features, some dashboards that can be implemented. So this is for advanced reporting features within a company. Now, focusing on our Primavera P6 PPM, so we've launched the app. We've selected the industry, and now we are here discussing about the windows. Okay, now the overview of Windows. When you open Primavera, usually you have a project that is open. If the project is open, you will see between brackets that here there is a project name. So for example, you have the Primavera P6 name, the version, and if there is a project open. So here, open project. Let's see, for example, in our situation. So I'll go back to Primavera. So I have Primavera P6 23, and I have project. I have the project code, and the project name is online invoice and so on. So this is pointing out that the project is open. Further on, we have a guide bar on the left side, all this part. So we have different buttons available, create a new projects, and so on, resources, and so on. So usually this is a quick navigation. Then we have the three main areas. So here is the table view. In the table view, we have a list of columns, and you can add additional columns. So switching to Primavera, I'll pull a little bit further the vertical line. So in the table view, as mentioned, I can right click and I have the columns options, and I have plenty of columns that are available within Primavera. Now, these columns are applicable according to the view. So currently we are in the activities view. We'll soon discuss about that as well. So you need to understand that the columns are applicable to the view. So we can have, for example, in the general, we have critical, last modified by, and so on. So a lot of columns that are available. I can even see the full list, available options, group and sort by, list. And here I'll see the full list of columns available in alphabetical order. For the moment, there is no need to go further. That's okay. On the right side, I have the Gantt chart. Okay, so the Gantt chart displaying the start and finish of activities. On the top part of the Gantt chart, you can, when the hand is seen, you can pull it on the left. So you can drag the schedule left or right, or a little bit down, you can zoom in or zoom out. If you want to change months, and the calendar and so on, you can right click and you can say time scale, and in this moment you have other options to modify the Gantt chart. For example, here I have quarter, month, and I want month and week. I can click OK, and now this is more detail. So this is the graphical view, or the Gantt chart. Further on the bottom part, you have the detail view. I mean, you have the detail according to your selection. So if I select one task on the view on this part, let's go in the menu a little bit. So this is called details window. Okay, so on the details window, and the Gantt chart was discussed. So we've discussed about the Gantt chart view. That's okay. We've discussed about the table. Now we are discussing about the detail window, which is all this detail window. Now, going back, if I have a selection within the current view, for example, project complete milestone, I will see the project milestone name, the ID, what is the activity type, so all the details related to the activity that is selected on the table. So what is selected here, it's displayed in detail over there. So this is generally what we have in Primavera's views and buttons. If I'll go back, we have another toolbar on the top part of the screen with different buttons, and again all these buttons are according to the view that is selected. So let's go back. What do I mean by a view when a view is selected? So currently I have the activities view, okay, and the project is open. If I want to see the list of full projects, on the left side I need to click on this little button called projects. When I click here, I'm switched to the projects view, where I will see the list of projects in the company. And what is available on the details window is applicable, of course, to selecting a project. So now all these are related to projects. On the same time, there is another view called WBS, the two blue squares. Now, what is this view about? The WBS is inside of a project. So inside of this online invoice generation project, I have the WBS, meaning the work breakdown structure, and we'll discuss about it in more detail. So for you to understand, as views you have projects view, then inside the project this is structure according to the WBS, and further on inside each of WBS you'll have activities. The activities are visible in the activities view. So for example, I can see here, envisioning phase, the list of activities. So this is overall what you have in Primavera as a fast introduction in views. Of course, there are some other options. You have some buttons on the right side, adding activities, resources, so we'll start using those as soon as we'll start creating a new project. Also, it might be important to show that you can change the button view by selecting on these buttons. For example, I want to see an activity user profile. So in this moment, I have the graphic that is shown below, and the graphic is correlated to the Gantt chart that is on the top view. So this is in overall Primavera P6, what are the views, buttons, and we'll continue in the next videos with the following details. Thank you.